Welcome to a holiday book box tutorial. I'm Charee Filimoehala here at the Graphic 45 headquarters, and today I'm going to teach you how to take one of our book boxes and turn it into this gorgeous and festive home decor piece. This book box is so festive and fun and perfect for our DIY album to fit right inside. So in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you a few fun techniques, including how to miter corners to get these perfect framed edges. That's great for card making as well as your scrapbook layouts. And then I'm going to teach you how to add some fun dimension using our Graphic 45 flower assortments. Of course, we'll also show you some fun and creative ways on how to use our Graphic 45 tags to create a really fun closure like this one. And then once you open that up, you can see there's even some gorgeous designs and papers inside. We love this album, or we love this box because it fits our album perfectly, but the options are really endless on how you can use this. It's great for your holiday cards. It's great for putting in some cookies or treats and giving as a gift. And really for storing any of your holiday photos as well. We are showing you also in this tutorial how to really utilize your Club G45 kit volume 11 that you're going to get this month. So you can see we're using those Let It Snow 12 by 12 papers from the collection pack. We're also using the tags that come inside the box, as well as our flower assortments in shades of blue, and of course the Let It Snow journaling cards. So if you're not already a Club G45er and you don't get the kit already, you can go ahead to our website, g45papers.com, to become a subscriber or to pick up the kit. Or of course, you can always head to your local G45 retailer to pick up the supplies and follow along as well. Both of these projects this month have been created for us by the fabulous Annette Green, and she never disappoints. So if you haven't already created this DIY album, you can find the link for the tutorial in the description below. So we encourage you to do both of these tutorials with us this month and have a little fun holiday cheer with us. So go ahead, grab those supplies, and join us for this tutorial. It's time to go from this to this. As you can see, I've got my handy dandy project sheet here. If you've got the kit, you can go grab that from your kit. Otherwise, you can go over to our website, g45papers.com, go up to that top right inspiration tab, click that and go down to project sheets, and you can print this out. But of course, I'm going to show you step by step how to create this, including the dimensions, so you can just follow along with this tutorial with no need for the project sheet. Inside your book box, you're going to find a binding ring and 3 tags. We're going to take 2 of those tags and we are going to put them in our scoreboard with the curved side to the right and our grommet curved side up. And we're going to score at 4 5/8. And since these tags are nice and thick, I'm going to go ahead and do that a few times on each of my tags. And then I'm going to fold both of those on that score line. And then we're going to take 2 pieces of So Very Merry and cut them to 4 inches by 1.5. And this paper does have a spelling error on it, unfortunately. And so it's a great way to use that up because we're going to have our green side up anyway. So we can use up those bits that way and no one will ever know. And then we can use the rest of that sheet with all these gorgeous tags and cut aparts. So I'm going to take my green rectangle and turn it into this nice dome tag topper. So how we do that, we take our scored tag, and then I'm just going to put this right up to that score line and fold it over. Once I have it nice and centered, you can take a pencil or pen and trace that tag topper. I'm using a white gel pen, which works great. While I'm in there, I'm also going to trace out the circle grommet as well. So once I have this, I can take my fine tip scissors and just go ahead and cut on the inside of that white line. Of course, if you have the Graphic 45 regular tag and gear die, you can use that for these tag toppers too. So once you have that cut out, then you can take a 1/2 inch circle punch or a 5/8 of an inch circle punch and punch out your center. If you do a 1/2 inch, you do need a little bit of finessing. So I'll show you with the 1/2 inch. So this is our 1/2 inch. And then when you go to put it over the top, you can see it's just a smidge too small. So I am just going to put my punch right back in there and just do a tiny sliver of a punch. Now that we have that, give it a try again. It's looking pretty good, but I think I need to take just a bit off the bottom. Another tiny sliver. And voila. However, if you have the 5/8 of an inch punch, that does work beautifully as well. And it's just a little too large, but it's still, once you adhere it down, it's going to look great. And then with a liquid adhesive, go ahead, add your adhesive to your top and adhere onto your tag topper. I'm using art glitter glue. It's my fave, but you should use whatever you love. And you can see this one has just a little bit excess on this one side, so just going to take my scissors and trim to fit. So now we want to add our tags to the top and bottom of our box. So I've added adhesive to the base of my tag, of course, leaving this unadhered. And this is just going to adhere right in the center top of our box. So the top has the opening like this. Once you like your placement, go ahead and burnish that down. If you've watched my tutorials before, you might know that one of my favorite sounds is the sounds of air bubbles popping while you burnish. I don't know, do you love it too? So now we want to take our second tag and add it to the bottom of our box. So the most important part of placing this down is making sure it's centered with your top tag. Once you find the placement you like, burnish it down. Step 4, we're going to cut 2 pieces of poinsettia parade to 5 by 7 and then adhere these to the top and bottom of your book box. Then we're going to cut a spine piece from poinsettia parade. That's going to be 2 3/8 of an inch by 7 inches. And this time we are going to adhere this maroon side up in the center of our spine. Step 5, from Winter Wonders, we're going to cut out 2 pieces that are corner pieces that we want to be 5 inches by 7 inches. And we're going to take them from opposing corners. So we are going to end up with these gorgeous border pieces. And you can see with ours that we have the blue on, the light blue on the outside and no blue on the inside. Also from this paper, while you're in there, we're going to take this cut a part out as well. This is approximately a 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. And while you're at it, take the second sheet of your Winter Wonders and do the same with that, because we are going to frame our front and back cover. For step 7, we are going to adhere our frame on the top of our box. And of course you can adhere it down like this, where you're just overlapping one border over the other. But we're going to take it to the next step, and we are going to miter our corners. So I'm just going to take from this point to this inside edge and cut on a diagonal. And then using that as my template, I'm going to cut the other flat edge. And then do the same with this one, making sure you want to make sure that your angles are always sloping inwards. So now I'm going to use the larger of the two as my guide. So both pieces are angled perfect. And then you'll do the same with all of your frame border pieces. And now just take your adhesive and let's start wrapping our frames around. And I'm just going to take that almost all the way to the edge of the top of my box, just leaving the slightest Kraft border. Next, just working around the clock. Once you like that placement, go ahead and press that down. I just love this technique. I think it looks gorgeous on boxes like we're doing here, but also for cards, layouts. You can do this for your photo mats, and it just gives it that really polished, professional look. And then we're going to repeat that process for our back box cover as well. And there we have it, our mitered framed front and back. Now grab your Merry and Bright sticker, and this is just going to go towards the top center of our spine. Now take your last tag and add some adhesive to this Merry Christmas cut apart we cut in step 5, and it's going to adhere in the center about 1/8 of an inch from the top flat edge of our tag. Now with your paper trimmer, we're going to eyeball this and cut our tag so there's about 1/8 of an inch Kraft border all on the sides and bottom. So at the end, it should look like this. Set that aside. Step 9, we are going to take Holiday Happiness and cut out 2 pieces. One of them is going to be 4 7/8 by 6 7/8, and the other will be 2 3/8 by 6 7/8. So then we're going to take those pieces and adhere them to the inside of our box. And you can see there are some words in the background. They do go all different directions, so you can't really go too wrong. But if you are confused on which way is right side up, you can always just look at the B side or the A side, the other side, and look at how that is, and then you can know, you can have the peace of mind knowing you're adhering it right side up. But of course, if you're like me, often things go sideways or upside down. But they always turn out beautiful. Then we're going to take Poinsettia Parade, and we're going to cut out 2 pieces that are 4 3/8 by 2 1/8, and 2 more pieces that are 2 1/8 by 6 3/8. And then we're going to adhere those to the sides of the box. You can see I have a good amount of adhesive up to the edge of my pieces. I like to make sure that when I'm doing, you know, a cover of a album or a box like this, that I like to get a really good bond all the way around so you don't see any gaps from where the paper and paper begins and the box ends. Gives it a nice professional look, and then it also just stays intact longer that way as well. Step 10, we're gonna grab Holiday Happiness and cut that to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Add some adhesive to that, and this is just gonna slide right into the bottom of our box. And then once you've done that, I'm just gonna take something with a nice flat edge, like my circle punch, and squeeze out any air bubbles. And then from your journaling cards that you got in the kit, we are going to pick one of those 4x6 cards and adhere it to the inside lid of our box. Now we're going to take some coordinating ribbon, just anything that you've got in your stash that matches is going to work great. And we're going to take 2 pieces, each of them 16 inches in length approximately. Once I have that cut, I'm going to fold it in half, and then with my folded edge, I'm going to thread that through the front of my tag that we created earlier and open up that hole and pull my tails through. At this point, I'm just going to create a super cute little bow. And then just play with it until you get it how you like it. And then using a pair of sharp scissors, you can go ahead and cut your tails. I'm going to do some Diane Schultz approved bows. Diane is my mom and also the head designer and CEO of Graphic45, and she loves these little tied ends on her bows. Then using some dimensional adhesive, add it to the back of your tag. I'm using this great foam black tape that I got from scrapbook.com, but anything you've got will work. And then we're going to adhere this at the top, on the top of our box at an angle. Now we're going to add some decoration with our flower assortments in shades of blue, and you can really use whatever combinations that work for you. And if you want to add a little bit extra dimension, you can always take a stylus or a bone folder and curve up some of those petals. Maybe this one I want to be navy blue, but I want my petals to be curving downward. So just pinching that petal and rolling my bone folder. I'm going to put this navy blue flower inside our light blue flower. From there, I'm going to add even some foam adhesive to this flower center and put that right on top. And then taking this cute little yellow piece. Of course, this is a great time for your damp towel to get up any excess. You can see we've created a super cute little dimensional flower. And then this is going to go towards the top of our box. So add my adhesive. Adhere this down, and then I'm going to add some green leaves behind it. So I'm just going to tuck. That went underneath my tag, and this one I'm going to go dark green side up. Also underneath that tag, adding a really nice bit of dimension. And then you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, I've added some more flowers and stems. And now the last step is to add our bow through our grommets. So again, we're taking, this is about 16 inches of the same ribbon that we used here. However, since I did my ends Diane style, if I were you, I would do a few more inches, so maybe 18 to 20 inches, and angle those ends and tie in a knot. Of course, you can't always omit that step and leave it more simple. And then we're just gonna go from underneath to the outside of our tag, thread one end in there, and then we'll do the same with the other end. So from the inside of the tag to the outside. At this point, you should look like this. We're gonna find our center and then tie a super cute little bow. Pat yourselves on the back because we have completed this super gorgeous home decor project. We hope that you've enjoyed creating along with us today. And if you haven't already created this DIY album, go ahead and click that link in the description below so you can get started on creating this super cute holiday album. Of course, this album fits perfectly inside this box. We hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're looking for more great tutorials like this one, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel and then hit that notification bell so you know every time we post a new video. We thank you for joining us, and as always, happy paper crafting.